Mr. Davo, I want to tell you one thing, that finance is not only about budget. Finance is not only about numbers. Finance is not only about accounts. Finance is about trust, it's about transparency, it's about accountability and integrity. Again, finance is about how do you use the resources of the association to the best interest of those that you serve, that is the student body. As an economist, I know very well that the request you made and it was denied by the finance minister, as you were saying, it is only based on the fact that resources are not ever available, are not available always. The resources are scarce. So I want to tell you, withdraw this position and allow Edusans to choose the ethical, allow Edusans to choose transparency, allow Edusans to choose integrity, allow Edusans to choose competence over numbers, over budgets, over figures. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I like that. Now, Honorable, I'm going to give you the opportunity. You are able to convince Team Renaissance and they select you as their candidate to become the next finance minister. But your brother here is standing on your way. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to talk to your brother to withdraw so that you can be the next finance minister of 16 Executive Council.
All right. Thank you very much, Prof. Fati. My brother, Mr. Omar Ba, you made mention that finance is not about figures, it's not about budgeting, and it's not about numbers. It's about transparency, accountability, and then trustworthy. Now, looking at what I am in this University of the Gambia, specifically School of Education, I can tell you for free that I am someone who is trustworthy, who is accountable, and who is also available at all times to make sure that Edusa's funds are disposable, Edusa's funds are accessible, and Edusa's fund is generated to make sure that it is available for Edusans at all times. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but still you answer my question. I'm telling you to make sure that he withdraws so that you can become the next minister.
To help you withdraw, I want you to know that I am someone who is very good at marketing, because as an association, you just not only have to be someone who is going to be.
Yeah, thank you so much. That it is the end of your time. Many times the students at the School of Education will complain that before electing you as the minister, they will see you everywhere. But once you are in the office, sometimes it's difficult to find out where our ministers or our executive members are. Are you going to be available for Edusans anytime they need, especially graduating students?
Of course, I am ever available. Edusans, I am here. And I will tell you this, I am one of the most accessible candidate. I am ever available at the campus. Anytime you need me, I will be there. Yes, it is true that some might be interested in the position, being available, and after you don't see them anymore. I am telling you, I am ethical. I am a man of integrity, and I will be here for you. So, Edusans, choose wisely, choose accessibility, and choose availability. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable Davo,
Yes.
The Information and Communication Ministry under the 15th Executive Council make our findings because we don't want to give Edusa a minister, or especially finance minister, that we don't know anything about that person. So we find out from the committee, they told you that you are very busy and we don't need a busy minister. So how busy are you? And whether the Edusans will give you the opportunity to make you the next finance minister?
Thank you very much, Mr. Fati. Yes, I can admit that I am busy, but in what aspect am I busy at? I am someone who is a full-time student at the University of the Gambia. I have no other engagement apart from going to the University of the Gambia, have my lectures, and come back home. So being busy is only busy at the University of the Gambia. So once I am elected into office, I will make sure that I am accessible, I am available at every time you need me. Because I believe that if I am accessible at every time, then everybody will have what they want to have through the Ministry of Finance.
Good afternoon to our viewers across the Gambia and to the student joining us live. Welcome to Fine TV Farato Studio. I'm your moderator, Sek Omar Fati, IPRO 15 Executive Council. We now come down to the backbone of every functionable council, the Ministry of Finance. We all know finance play a very important role. While other ministers propose policies and programs, it is the finance ministry that must answer the ultimate question: how do we pay for it? And they are the sole provider of the financial reports to the students. This role demands more than just ability to count money, just not only to count money, but it needs someone who is, level-headed and also trustworthy. Now, our association to give it to someone who is going to be responsible for our money, 1,000 students at the University of the Gambia School of Education. To trust someone, we need to test their competence, their trustworthy, and their technical know-how. That's why today we call them to come and answer to our questions and also present their policies and program. So today is not going to be easy and it's not going to be business as usual to other ministries, because anyone who knows Profati, I don't joke when it comes to money. And my boss also, the CEO of Fine TV, we all know that money is very important in our success. So that's why we have the gentlemen. Even by their appearance, you know that these people, they are into finance, and their dress code tell us exactly that we can trust one of them. But today is your responsibility as Edusans to make sure that you listen, you watch. What are they going to say, and who is going to be your next finance minister under 16 Executive Council? I have two gentlemen from the two camps. As you are all aware, Edusa have two vibrant political camps. You have Student Service Council, in short, people call it SSC, and you have Team Renaissance, others will call it Mighty Team Renaissance. So these two gentlemen, I will give them the opportunity to introduce themselves, and then we can hit the debate rolling. So I'll start with the candidate on my right-hand side. Honorable, you can introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fati, and thank you, Mr. Dabo. Greetings to you, greetings to the Edusans. It's indeed a great pleasure and profound gratitude to be here today to talk about our policies and programs that we have for Edusans. I am Omarba, alias the Ethical. I am a 300 level student, majoring in English language and a minor in economics. I currently hold advanced diploma in economics and business management. I also serve as the treasurer of Global Platform NBR chapter and a former finance secretary general to Nemasu Alumni Association. I hold a lot of, programs, a lot of policies, and that I want to talk to you, Edusans. So it's a pleasure to be here to deliver these policies and programs to you guys. So stay tuned as we unfold these policies and programs to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable, for that wonderful introduction. Now to my left-hand side, Honorable, can you introduce yourself?
Thank you very much, Prof. Fati, and then Mr. Amarba. Hello, Edusans. My name is Molifa Dabo. I'm a 400 level ES student majoring in mathematics and minoring in economics. I'm the finance aspirant candidate on the team Renaissance, and I'm currently holding but advanced diploma secondary in mathematics and agriculture, and then I once served as the Secretary General of Cluster 5 Fundraising Committee, that is in the Lower River region, and then I'm also currently as the Deputy Secretary General of the Mandwar VDC, and then I'm also the President of Mandwar VDC. I am a trained marketing officer from the Enterprise Life Assurance or Enterprise Life Insurance, shortly called ELAC, and then I'm also an active and a current committee member under the Culture and Welfare Ministry 15 Executive Council. So here we are to present our policies and programs to you, and you stay tuned and listen to what we have to tell you, and then you vote wisely and then follow us for more. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And then Edusans, you will hear from them and we will give them ample time to explain their policies and program. And then we don't need a finance minister just to be in the office to count money. No. We need a finance minister that can do budgeting and also increase our finance to where it is right now. So now, Honorable Ba, I want you to tell the Edusans your educational backgrounds, because the position that you are looking for, everybody eye is there. So we want to know your capabilities and your qualification, and until you are here at the University of the Gambia.
Thank you very much for that question, Mr. Fati. Like I already said in the introduction, I hold advanced diploma in economics and business management. I also am currently, studying economics at the University of the Gambia, and I have over half a decade of teaching experience in these subjects, including marketing as well. Uh, my qualification, my educational background began in Kunchas Upper Basic School, where I started my schooling, then moved to Nemasu, then of course to Gambia College, that was in 2018, 2021, then of course to University of the Gambia. So like I said, I have vast experience, vast knowledge in terms of finance. I do not only teach finance, but I also practice finance. Like in the introduction, I already told you that currently I am the treasurer of Global Platform NBR chapter. In these positions, I do not only administer, I oversee and I disburse monies. The income and the expenditures are all handled meticulously, and in that capacity as a treasurer, I do a lot of blank sheets as well as I run all our trial branches. So stay tuned as we bring more policies to you. Thank you.
Thank you. And also to remind you that the moderator himself is a commerce student and my best subject is accounting. So they will not fool me here. If they try to bring the account terms and terminology, I am ready for them. So I will show them that I'm not only the IPRO, but I'm also a commerce student just like them. Now to Honorable, can you tell the Edusan, because the position you are looking for is a very, very important position, your educational background.
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. I started my education from Kiang, that is in Kenaba Upper Basic School, where from completion I proceeded to Newsrat Senior Secondary School. Upon graduation from Newsrat Senior Secondary School, I continued to the Gambia College, where I did advanced diploma secondary in mathematics and agriculture. Upon completion of my advanced diploma secondary, I went into the field to teach for almost half a decade, or more than half a decade. Let me say 3/4 of a decade. That's a math sum though. From there, I then come back to the university, and I'm currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in mathematics and then economics. From my introduction, I've said I once served as a cluster secretary general for a fundraising committee. That committee is responsible for generating funds for this cluster, and then from there, I have the experience, I have the technical know-how on how to deal with finance and then how to manage funds as well. I also say that I am also a trained marketing officer from the Enterprise Life of Assurance. So, as a trained marketing officer, it's my sole responsibility to generate fund, to market the title, not just to keep the association's fund in budget. So, let me see, the association's money intact, but then also to generate fund for the association. And in generating fund, you have to be someone who is very experienced in marketing. So as someone who is a trained and also a marketing officer in enterprise life, I believe I will be able to do as expected of me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Today we will find out from both of them who can be trusted collectively to check and then also be responsible for our finance. Now, Honorable, we all know that there are 11 executive positions that are out there under the 16th Executive Council. What motivates you to apply specifically for Finance Ministry?
Thank you very much, Prof, for that question again. Now, my motivation to run for finance is based on my qualification and my area of specialization. I am an economist, and as an economist, we manage funds. We do not only manage funds, but we make sure that funds are effectively used. Okay, so I am running for finance because I believe students' funds should be managed properly. I believe in transparency, I believe in accountability, and I believe in ethics and integrity. And there is no way you can handle funds, there is no way you can handle money without these qualities. And these are qualities that are embedded in me. along my experience and my qualification. So when Edusans give me these positions, I will make sure that the funds, the monies, the resources are managed, are put into the dreams and aspirations of Edusans, but they are not going to be put or spent in any way that is not in your own interest. So I am running for this position because of my qualifications, my experience, and my strong belief in accountability and transparency. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable, for that. Now to Honorable Dabo, we have 11 executive positions under 16 executive council. And why specifically you are vying for the position of finance ministry?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Fati. As I have mentioned in my introduction, I was a member of, I am still currently a member of the 15th Executive Council under the Welfare and Culture Ministry. So, as a Welfare and Culture Ministry, we believe that it is one of the most vibrant or one of the most important um, ministry in terms of generating funds for the association. So whilst I was under this ministry, I realized that the finance ministry is not giving us the fund that we required to handle this position to make sure that we generate enough fund for this association. So I believe with my experience and then my area of specialization, I think it is ideal for me to come and contest as a finance minister so that I will help the welfare ministry in collaboration with the health welfare ministry to generate the fund and also to make sure that we manage the fund of this association as it's enshrined in the constitution of the Edusa, Constitution 2022.
Thank you. Honorable, you are able to convince the Student Service Council and they select you as the best candidate to come and contest under the banner and become the next finance minister on the 16th Executive Council. I'm going to give you opportunity here to talk to your brother, your opponent here, to withdraw his candidature so that you can be the next minister. In 2 minutes, can you convince your man so that you can go for no oppose?
Thank you very much, Mr. Davo. I want to tell you one thing, that finance is not only about budget. Finance is not only about numbers. Finance is not only about accounts. Finance is about trust, it's about transparency, it's about accountability and integrity. Again, finance is about how do you use the resources of the association to the best interest of those that you serve, that is the student body. As an economist, I know very well that the request you made and it was denied by the finance minister, as you were saying, it is only based on the fact that resources are not ever available, are not readily, are not available always. The resources are scarce. So I want to tell you, withdraw this position and allow Edusans to choose the ethical, allow Edusans to choose transparency, allow Edusans to choose integrity, allow Edusans to choose competence over numbers, over budgets, over figures. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I like that. Now, Honorable, I'm going to give you the opportunity. You are able to convince Team Renaissance and they select you as their candidate to become the next finance minister. But your brother here is standing on your way. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to talk to your brother to withdraw so that you can be the next finance minister of 16 Executive Council.
All right. Thank you very much, Prof. Fati. My brother, Mr. Omar Ba, you made mention that finance is not about figures, it's not about budgeting, and it's not about numbers. It's about transparency, accountability, and then trustworthy. Now, looking at what I am in this University of the Gambia, specifically School of Education, I can tell you for free that I am someone who is trustworthy, who is accountable, and who is available at all times to make sure that Edusa's funds are disposable, Edusa's funds are accessible, and Edusa's fund is generated to make sure that it is available for Edusans at all times. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but still you answer my question. I'm telling you to make sure that he withdraw so that you can become the next minister.
Okay. To make sure that you withdraw, from your candidacy, I want you to know that I am someone who is very good at marketing, because as an association, you just not only have to be someone who is going to be.
Yeah, thank you so much. That it is the end of your time. Now let's continue. Today we will find out who is the right candidate for the job, and the Edusans have the power to decide who is going to be their next finance minister under the 16th Executive Council. To remind you that you are watching Fine TV live at Farato Studio, and we are bringing you the policy debate of Edusa 2026 election. I am your moderator, Seymour Fati, IPRO 16 Executive Council. Honorable Ba, we all know the Constitution is the one that is going to guide you to work. Section 17 require accurate record of all income. How will you modernize our bookkeeping to ensure not a single dollar goes missing?
Thank you very much again for that question. We must understand that a modern student body deserves a modern finance minister, and then a modern collection of union dues. Part of my policies, even though we are not yet to the policies, I will connect that answer to one of my policies, that is to digitalize the collection of the union dues. It is already in place, established by, my boss, Hattab Koli. Now, when I come in council, inshallah, I will ensure that we modernize, we strengthen the collection of the union dues. And how do we do this? You can be on your bed, send your union dues on our account. You can be on campus, send your union due on our account. You can be anywhere you are, you send your union due. So we need to modernize the collection of union dues. That is already in place. But when we come in office, we are going to expand. We are going to educate. We are going to, sensitize Edusans about how to, send their union dues. Of course, we all use Wave. We all use APS, bank transfers. So these are all ways that we can do so that we can integrate our the incomes and of course the expenditures that we receive. According to the correction that you asked. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Dawo. The same thing. Constitution is going to be your guiding tool that you're going to use to operate as a minister if you are elected by the Edusians. Now, Section 17 require accurate record of all income. How will you modernize our bookkeeping to ensure that not a single dollar goes missing?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. One thing for an individual to be a very successful finance minister is that you must be someone who keeps records. And then the constitution says how do we modernize record keeping? We know that in this University of the Gambia, almost everyone in this University of the Gambia is having an email because you apply through an email. So once you pay your union dues, or once you make any contribution or pay any dues, then I would make sure that I have the receipt sent to you through your WhatsApp, through your email, or through any other means to make sure that the records are kept. Because once you send the message through email, it stays there for a long, unless you delete it, or unless, even though your phone or whatsoever gadget is missing, as long as you have the password to your email, you can access it and retrieve it back again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable. In 1 minute, the Information and Communication Ministry under 15 Executive Council, we make our finding and we find out from my committee members. We do background check because we are not going to select a finance minister that we don't know anything about. So we find out that you are a very busy man and we don't need a busy man to become our minister. So how busy are you, or should Edusans leave you and go for another one that is not busy? In 1 minute.
I congratulate you for being very proactive to find out about me. That is very, foresight of you. Thank you. However, we are all busy. And what do you mean by busy? I cannot be busy in a way that I cannot be present to Edusans. I am available to Edusans, and as your aspiring finance minister, I am telling you that there is nothing that can keep me away from you. I am here, and there is no way I'm not going anywhere. Okay? Give me your votes. Trust me with your votes. I deliver with competence. I deliver with competence and experience, because these are qualities that I have already got. So give me your votes, and I will make sure that the finance ministry is well managed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's going to lead us to our follow-up questions. Many times the students at the School of Education will complain that before electing you as the minister, they will see you everywhere. But once you are in the office, sometimes it's difficult to find out where our ministers or our executive members are. Are you going to be available for Edusans anytime they need, especially graduating students?
Of course, I am ever available. Edusans, I am here. And I will tell you this. I am one of the most accessible candidate. I am ever available at the campus. Anytime you need me, I will be there. Yes, it is true that some might be interested in the position, being available, and after you don't see them anymore. I am telling you, I am ethical. I am a man of integrity, and I will be here for you. So, Edusans, choose wisely, choose accessibility, and choose availability. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable Dabo,
Yes.
the Information and Communication Ministry under the 15th Executive Council make our findings because we don't want to give Edusa a minister, or especially finance minister, that we don't know anything about that person. So we find out from the committee, they told you that you are very busy and we don't need a busy minister. So how busy are you? And whether the Edusans will give you the opportunity to make you the next finance minister?
Thank you very much, Mr. Fati. Yes, I can admit that I am busy, but in what aspect am I busy at? Um, I, for say, I am someone who is a full-time student at the University of the Gambia. I have no other engagement apart from going to the University of the Gambia, have my lectures, and come back home. So being busy is only busy at the University of the Gambia. So once I am elected into office, I will make sure that I am accessible, I am available at every time you need me. Because I believe that if I am accessible at every time, then everybody will have what they want to have through the Ministry of Finance. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, they say that the education students normally complain this. Before you come to office, you will be accessible, you'll be seen everywhere. But once you occupy that position, you become a ghost. Nobody will see you. Are you going to be like that? And then whether the educans will access you anytime they need, especially when you're holding the office of the finance?
Thank you very much. As I've told you earlier, I am someone who is busy only in the university activities because I have no other engagement apart from university activities right now. So, and I am someone who is been accessible ever since my first year of admission. So I've been accessible from since my first year. Now there is no way that I'm going to be missing or I'm going to be a ghost to Edusans. So Edusans, you see me, you know me. I am someone who is available at all times. So if you vote me in the office, I will be available for you. I will be accessible and I will be committed to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now to another very important question that I'm going to give it to you. And the discussion have to be specifically only University of the Gambia. Honorable Ba, what have you done for Edusans before vying for this position?
Okay, I will cast your mind back in 2024 when I was a fresher in my second semester. I mastermind the organizations of the cultural show that was organized by the then Social and Welfare Minister, the 14th Executive Council. I mean, as a fresher, during the cultural show, we were to contest against the final year, that is the fourth year, right? And then I was behind bars, preparing our candidates, preparing our contestants to go and contest against the fourth year student, and we were able to come out with third positions. Okay, that shows my involvement in Edusa. Again, I participated in some of the activities organized by the sport minister. Right? I mean, one of them is the recent concluded activities at the Gambia College. Then the final was played at the Boxbar Stadium. I was there as well. So my involvement in Edusa activities are numerous. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Dawo. The same thing, and then discussion have to be specific, not outside the University of the Gambia. What have you done for Edusans before vying for this position?
Okay, thank you very much. I have been serving as a tutor for basic maths ever since my first inception from the University of the Gambia. That is since 2023. And not only that, I've been tutoring pre-calculus, I've been tutoring other maths courses like differential equations, though we have some maths students who are not education students, but majority of them are education students. And then apart from that, I'm also a welfare minister. I'm also a welfare committee member, the 15th Executive Council. And there is no welfare activity that I did not partake. I will partake either directly or indirectly. And anytime I'm not there directly, it means I have another engagement that is beyond my personal, my control. So I have to be in that other engagement. And then he said he made mention of all the sport activities that he has been attending. If he has been attending all the sport activities, then he must have eat something that we have prepared for him that he was while he was carrying out his sporting activities. So I have been available for this Edusans. I've been serving Edusans ever since my first semester in the University of the Gambia. Thank you very much.
Edusans, you are watching and then you are hearing from both candidates. And now you will have the opportunity 31st March 2026 to select your next finance minister. And we need a very good finance minister. Now to your policies and program, I will give you 5 minutes to talk to Edusans about your policies and programs. And these policies and programs, Edusans, you listen to them and you know whether they are attainable, time bound, or they are realistic. So you have 5 minutes to sell out to the Edusans and give them the reasons why they should vote for you, Honorable Ba.
Dear Edusans, respected Edusans, I bring to you policies that are smart, policies that are sustainable, policies that meet the reality on the ground, policies that will bring joy to every Edusans, especially in the finance ministry. Barack Obama said, and I quote, African does not need strong men. Africa needs strong institutions. And these policies are going to strengthen the finance ministry based on transparency, based on accountability, based on integrity. The first policy, if you elect me in office, I will ensure that we digitalize or we strengthen the digitalization, we strengthen the collection of the union due through the digital system. If you elect me in office, we will provide financial literacy training to Edusans. If you elect me in office, I will lobby for internship for Edusans, internships to financial institutions. If you elect me in office, I will develop investment strategy policies. And if you elect me in office, I will prepare standard and understandable financial reports. And now let me take you through these policies. And let me begin with the last policy that I have made mention. We will prepare standard financial reports. Now we must understand that financial reports are heavily built in accounting terms, and not all Edusans are accounting friendly. We will prepare financial reports that are understandable, that captures all income and expenditures. Trial balances are okay, and the balance sheets are okay. Then to the second policy. Now, the investment strategy policy. You must understand that investment and risk goes together. There is no risk. Sorry, there is no business without risk. All businesses goes with risk. But we are going to evaluate the level of risk before we invest our money. And that, inshallah, I will bring forward. Again, the lobbying of internship for Edusans. They are Edusans. Part of the responsibility of this association is to lobby for employment opportunities for our graduating students. Now, we will invite final year students to submit their interest, their curriculum, right? And then we channel it to the financial institution we want to connect them with. In fact, I have already begun the negotiation and everything is turning positive, right? With Access Bank. Okay, so it's a matter of coming to office, finalize the policy, and sign the agreement. Okay, elect me in office, I provide employment opportunities for Edusans. And then to the digitalization of the union collection of the union dues. Like I said earlier on, in the modern world we live right now, you don't need to pay union dues while you are struggling. Of course, you can pay it face to face, but you can also pay it using mobile apps. And in that way, any transaction you do in the mobile app, the transaction remains and can serve as an evidence. These transactions, the receipt will be prepared, sent to your email that you can use as a reference. And we must understand again that this union due is one of the most sustainable source of finance. for our association. So we are not going to joke with this. We are going to make sure that we put in place robust policies that will ensure that the union dues are collected in a manner in which fits our interest. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And then to the Honorable Dawa, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to talk about your policies and program. This will be your opportunity to talk to Edusans, sell your ideas, your policies, and convince them to vote for you as the next finance minister of 16th Executive Council. So I'll give you 5 minutes to sell your policies and programs to the Edusans.
Thank you very much, Prof. Fati. Fellow Edusans, I know you may be doubting me, or you may be doubting what I'm about to tell you, but then here are 5 policies that I have for you. I don't need to come and give you vague policies that I cannot attain at the end of my tenure. One of my policy is sustainable union due collection, sustainable fund generation. So how are we going to generate fund for this association? We know that the finance ministry is the sole responsibility of the finance ministry is to generate fund and then also manage the fund of the association. So how are we going to generate fund for this association? They have 2 main plans that I have to give you. One of which is already in process, that is the union due collection. We know that union dues are the primary source of fund for this association. But then how are we going to modernize this? How are we going to expand this? We know that there is an existing digitalization of collection of union dues. But then we are going to strengthen this as we are elected into office. We are going to strengthening this together with my committee members. We are going to strengthening this union due collection through Wave, through APS, through UNA, or any other mobile app that you have that we are going to use and then collect our union dues. The other thing is through collaboration with the welfare ministry, we are going to organize sponsor works. We are going to organize fundraising activities to generate fund for the association, because we believe that with sustainable fund generation, the association's account is going to be in good hands. Second in my policy is that financial record keeping. We believe that for a finance ministry to be effective and to be functional as expected of it, you must be someone who has that mastery of record keeping. We understand that record keeping is something that is so tedious when it comes to financial dealings. But then once you leave, you forget to record, you don't keep your records accordingly, then you are at the verge of failing. So I believe that accurate record keeping and then correct data record keeping will help us to bring the association to where we want it to be. That is another policy that we have for you. The other one is financial transparency. Financial transparency, we understand that finance is something that is very critical. It is something that is the talk of the town. Anytime you mention finance, everybody's ears is at alert. So when you are dealing with finance, you must be someone who is transparent. That is, you have to make sure that the people you are managing, the fund of the people that you are managing, they know what you are doing with their fund, what you are doing with their money. So I will make sure that together with my committee and then the executive, we present or we give you financial reports at least every 3 months in office, at least every 3 months. And then in giving this, we are going to make sure that we give you the report prior to the convention. Prior to convention, we give you the report at least 24 hours or at least 48 hours before the convention, so that you go through the report and see where the lapses are, where the strengths are, so that when we come to the Congress, you will be able to ask us questions that are the matters that are affecting you, so we answer the questions to you. The fourth of my policy is that lobbying for scholarship. We understand as education students, most of us depend on scholarships, because if we want to pay our tuition fee and at the same time going to school, it's going to be very difficult for us. So that is why, together with my ministry, we are going to lobby for scholarship. And how are we going to lobby this? I am someone who is very good at networking. I have some people, I have some philanthropists who have promised that as long as we are in power, as long as we come, they are going to assist us. I don't want to mention names now, because if I should mention and then at the end of the day we are unable to meet that individual person or that individual philanthropist, then the question may rise again. You promise us that you are going to give us, you are going to, through this individual, you are going to help us. So without that, I will not be able to answer that question possibly. So what we are going to do is we are going to have partnership with philanthropists, with NGOs, with government institutions to make sure that we have scholarships for Edusans. And finally, access to Edusa fund. We have realized that from the 15th Executive Council, there was a time whereby the Secretary General, together with the Finance Minister, were unable to access Edusa fund due to invalid national documents from my information that I gathered.
Thank you.
So with that, I'm going to make sure that we have access to Edusa fund at all time, at every time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. We all had their policies and programs from both candidates. Now it's left to Edusans to decide who is going to be their next finance minister. Honorable Ba, if you are lucky to become the next minister in the 16th Executive Council, your council members, especially ministers from the other ministries, they will organize trainings, seminars, and also activities on behalf of Edusans. And especially trainings, any training that you attend, you must be satisfied to show that you have the evidence that you have undergone through this kind of training. So you will be the man in charge of the money. How will you make sure that no Edusans pay for their certificates that they attend during Edusa trainings or councils? Because we have seen, and then it become talk of the town in the Bantaba, that ministers are charging, students for their certificates, and only council can provide only a limited number for the certificates for those students. So now if you come, not business as usual, not to follow the footsteps of the previous council, what will you do to make sure that the Edusans did not pay for their certificates?
Okay.
In 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. Before that, he promised already he's going to give a scholarship. So he cannot come and say, I don't want to promise you. If he is not sure of his policy, I told him initially that let him withdraw, but he insists. Again, during conventions, financial reports are not read. Financial reports are read during Congress, not during convention. I just want to bring that. Now, how do I make sure that
Edusans don't pay for their certificate?
How do I make sure that Edusans don't pay for their certificate? You see, the constitution is very clear. Once you come in office, the first thing we do is we submit a comprehensive budget to the LC. Okay? In that comprehensive budget, alongside our policy documentation, is submitted to the LC within 30 days of after election. In that budget, whatever is approved, that is what I'm going to finance as a finance minister. Whatever is outside the budget, the said ministry know how they are going to finance it. That is them. But as a council, I cannot go beyond the budget. I only approve what is in the budget. And that shows good financial management. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, Honorable, when you are lucky to become the next finance minister on the 16th Executive Council, your council members in the 16th Executive Council will organize trainings, seminars, and also so many activities. And one of the evidence to show that you attend a particular training or you go under a training is to provide a certificate. How will you make sure that the Edusans did not pay for their certificates while you are the finance minister? Because we have seen, and a lot of talks that 15th Executive Council ministers organize trainings and they are charging students to pay for their certificates. So under your ministry, not business as usual, what will you do to make sure that they are not paying for the certificate?
Thank you very much for that question. One thing that I want you to understand is that once you are elected as the finance minister, according to the constitution, you must submit a comprehensive budget, as he mentioned. So in that comprehensive budget, every ministry prepare its own budget and bring it to the finance ministry to defend, and then from there, the finance ministry proceeded to the LC. So now in that budget, once you bring your budget, you as the minister, you are going to do that as your ministry. Now, what I'm going to do as the finance minister is I'm going to give money, I'm going to dispose funds based on the budget, based on what the policies, the constitution says about it. So in making, funding for those certificates, I am not going to give you fund for those certificates, because as long as it is not in your budget, in the previous and first budget that you submitted to us as the initially, then I'm not going to dispose that fund for you. So what you are going to do as a ministry is that you are going to select based on what you have presented to us, the budget that you have presented to us. You are going to select based on that, or if you cannot do that, then you take care of the funding of the certificates. Thank you very much.
Yes, I'm here for Edusans, and you are also here for Edusans. So I have to go for Edusans. I'm not going to be at anyone's side here. Honorable, still you have to answer my question because that's what Edusans want. Now, the Constitution give you to raise fund in collaboration with the Social and Welfare Ministry. Now, they will submit their budgets, and the training will come after submission of the budget. And the law did not restrict you not to raise any amount of money. They don't tell you, okay, when you have 10,000, you have to stop there. So, can you not raise more fund so that the Edusans will not pay for their certificate?
Yes, in fact, that is one of our targets, to increase the account of of Edusa. We learned that it is 500,000. We want to increase that amount, and inshallah, we are going to do that. Again, what I said is is clear, and I would buttress on that. The finance minister primary objective or primary function is not to raise fund. To raise fund is the responsibility of the welfare minister. The constitution is very clear on that.
What we say in collaboration?
Good. We collaborate with the welfare minister.
The ministry is going to be part of it.
We collaborate, right? We collaborate. But the primary function is on the welfare minister. Yes, we will collaborate with them to raise the fund. And how do we collaborate? If in the event that there is an activity we want to do and it requires funds, we disperse the funds. That is collaboration. But to come up with strategies, of course, the primary responsibility is the welfare minister. And in my ministry, is my capacity as the finance minister, I will come up with strategies. I will come up with initiatives. I will work with the welfare minister to secure sponsorship. We will work with the finance minister to lobby for funds, to lobby for other funds that we want for other activities. Of course, that we are going to do. But I want to assure you that your funds will be used for what it is meant for. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Still, I'm here for Edusans, and then Edusans do not want to pay for their certificates. Now, if you are elected as the State Executive Council Finance Minister, what are you going to do? Because the law allows you to collaborate with the Social and Welfare Ministry to generate or raise funds. And these trends will come after defending the budget. Why not you raise more funds so that it can cater for the certificate, so that the Edusans don't pay for their certificate?
Can you come again, please?
Yes. What strategies are you going to bring in place to make sure that the Edusan did not pay for the certificate? Because the Constitution give you, you and the Social and Welfare Ministry, if you happen to be the next minister, to raise fund, and there is no strict or there is no limitation that this is going to be the benchmark that you cannot pass this, but you can raise more fund in order to cater for the certificates, so that the Edusans will not pay the certificate, just like the 15th Executive Council.
Yeah. What I will do as the finance minister is that already I've mentioned that I will collaborate with the welfare ministry to generate fund. So since once the funds are available, I will dispose the fund for this the ministry, whatever ministry is responsible for that training or seminar, to have their certificate. But in the case that there is no fund, as a finance minister, I will look for mechanisms that I can apply or I can employ to make sure that we have fund. But as I said again, if there is no way that we can attain those funds, then I have nothing to do as a minister. All I can do is just dispose the funds that is available, and then when the fund that is not available, then there's no way that I can dispose it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Ba, trust is the currency of finance. What is your personal philosophy on managing money that belongs to thousands of students?
Integrity.
Yes, in 1 minute.
Integrity is my philosophy. Ethics is my philosophy. What you do behind the scene when no one watch, that is important. When the camera is not on you, how do you approve the budget? When the camera is not on you, how do you manage students' funds, thousands of people? That is important. And I'm telling you, Edusans, finance, I said it, finance is not about numbers. Finance is not only about numbers, it's not only about budget. It's about trust, it's about ethics, it's about accountability and transparency. Give me your votes, and that is the philosophy I bring into the finance ministry. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable Dabo, trust is the currency of finance. What is your personal philosophy on managing money that belongs to thousands of students?
Thank you very much, Mr. Fati.
Yes,
I'm going to say I'm very sorry if I may offend anybody in this my statement that I'm about to say. But then, as a Muslim and as a practicing Muslim, for so I believe in trustworthiness and I believe in transparency. As long as I am elected as the finance minister, I will deliver between me and God that I'm serving. That I am not going to be biased. I am not going to do any dubious actions with the fund of the associate, because whatever I do here is going to wait for me in the day of judgment. So I am not going to be someone who is going to be making saying words that I will not do, or making things that from giving you promises that I may not fulfill. But then, as your finance minister, I will make sure that I am trusted. I am someone who is transparent, and I'm someone who is honest. So I'm going to make sure that I use the fund of the association in the way that the constitution requires, in the way that it is supposed to be done. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you so much, Honorable Ba. Section 56, dues are not enough. What innovative legal business ventures will you launch to make Edusa financially independent of the university subvention?
Yes,
in 1 minute.
funds are always never enough. We have to understand that. Monies are always never enough. But in my capacity as the finance minister, I will collaborate with the welfare minister to raise the finance of the association, and this can be done through launch on sales. This can be done embarking on sponsors. This can be done lobbying for funds. So these and many other activities are what we intend to do for Edusans to raise the financial account of the association. Thank you.
Thank you. Then the social and welfare ministry will be ready, because these people they're going to make sure that the account is raised. Honorable Dawo, dues are not enough. What innovative legal business venture will you launch to make Edusa financially independent at the University of the Gambia?
Thank you very much, Mr. Fati. As I have mentioned in my introduction, I was once the Secretary General of the Cluster 5 Fundraising Committee, the committee that is responsible for generating funds for the whole cluster in Region 4. So, with my experience in there, and also a member of the Welfare Ministry, I'm going to collaborate with the Welfare Ministry in generating funds. There are many ways to generate funds for the association, one of which is luncheon sale, one of which is the daily sales that we have been conducting before, and then the other one is sponsor works, and also collaboration with philanthropists, with NGOs, or with other government institutions, to make sure that we have fund for our activities that we plan for, we have fund for the association, and also we have fund for our programs. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can hold the mic. Now, from the previous executive council, from 13, 14, up to my own council, that is 15 executive council, the finance ministers, they normally complain that dues often are low. Students don't normally pay their union due. They only wait until when they are graduating, they wait for their attestation, and there is no way to wait. That is the time they will come back and pay for the due. So, as a minister, if you are elected, how will you change this narrative to make sure that students pay while they are active students, not to wait until when they graduate and then they pay? If you want to wait for 4 years, the council will not have the money to operate. So how will you make sure that the students that are active right now, first year, second year, third year students, pay their union due on time?
Thank you very much for that question. First of all, what I am going to do is, as long as I came into office, as long as I come into office, I will make sure that I go through the records of the previous finance minister to see who are those that have not paid yet. Because I'm somebody, I'm not saying I know everybody in Edusa, but almost more than half of the Edusans that are actively in Edusa, I know them. So those that are in Edusa now, I will contact them, talk to them, do the class-to-class sensitization about it. And I'm also someone who is very much approachable. I'm someone who is friendly. I have a very good networking skill. So while talking to them, I will be able to convince them to make sure that they pay their union dues before they graduate from the University of the Gambia. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable, from the previous council, 13, 14, and even my own council, the finance ministers normally complain that the students don't pay their due. The union dues are always low. and only the final year students or the graduate students normally pay when they go for their attestation, and they know that there is no way they have to pay their union dues in order for them to graduate. How will you make sure that the active students, year 1, 2, and 3, pay their union due? Because you cannot wait until after your 4 years career you pay that union due. So that council that you pay, they will not be able to do their work because they will not have money. So if you are elected to as the next executive council minister, how will you make sure that the union dues are paid and all the students paid?
Good. Thank you. Here, I have to acknowledge the effort of Mr. Hatab Koli alongside Kumbaba, our upcoming VP, inshallah. They have done a tremendous work in terms of the collection of union dues. I have gone through the financial report that they published, and you realize that over 100,000 is raised from union dues. I said over 100,000. The accounts, the records are there. You can go through them. And that is unprecedented in the history of Edusa for such a substantial amount to be raised. And how did they do that? They meet me in class several times to go to class and sensitize people. Some people do not know that they have to pay their union dues, especially some that are on scholarship, right? You think the scholarship covers your entire fee. I mean, and plus the union dues. No, your scholarship is meant for your tuition fee, not for the union dues. So I will go class to class and sensitize people about the collection of the union dues, which is very, very important. If monies are not collected, our activities may be pending because we don't have the money. And you cannot wait until you are graduating, you are denied your transcript, you come and want to pay. I think that is not fair. So if you are an Edusans right now, an active Edusans, it is important that you pay your union due right now so that we can use that money to fund our activities that you will benefit right now because you are an active student. But if you have to wait until you graduate, you want to pay, we are going to use that money to cater for other people and you are not there. So I will encourage all of you, all of us to pay. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. You can hold it back. And then we also find out from the Information and Communication Ministry 15 Executive Council that the politicians did not pay their union due. They only pay it when the EC called them for interview. How true it is?
And that is very disappointing. If you are a politician, you wait until you are to vie for a position to pay. I think you should pay well before that. You should pay well before that. You cannot call for something while you are not practicing it. So that is very unfortunate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable, the same questions to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the question?
Now, the union due from the 15 Executive, 14 Executive Council, people complain that the students don't pay the union due, and then you're supposed to be the one to encourage them to pay for their union due. As a minister now, the law give you, especially section 36, if I'm right, give you 30 days to submit a budget to legislative council after collecting all whatsoever, and then you're supposed to give a budget to the legislative council. If you miss this deadline, are you prepared to face constitutional sanction?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Sure.
So why will you miss the 30 days deadline? Because you have the whole 30 days, and then you are prepared for this constitutional sanction.
You ask if I missed, am I ready to accept the constitution the sanctions, the constitutional sanctions?
Yes.
Yes, I am ready to accept the constitutional sanction if I fail to meet the required meet the target before the day.
So if the constitution says now they're going to impeach you, are you ready to be impeached?
Of course, I am.
Okay, that's okay. That's fair enough. Honorable Section 36 says that the law gives you 30 days to submit your budget to the Legislative Council. If you miss this deadline, are you prepared to face the constitutional sanction?
Yes, if I missed.
If you miss, yes.
But why will I miss?
That's the question.
Why will I miss? As an active and vibrant finance minister, why will I miss? We have 30 good days when he comes into office. What are you doing? Each minister should send their budget to the finance ministry and they have to justify. Each minister coming have to send their budget to the finance minister and they have to justify to me. Why this amount? Why this? Why that? They have to justify. If their justification is right, I will take it from there and have a consolidated budget, send it to the LC. And there I will represent them. Their justification is what I will use to justify the consolidated budget. And in that way, I'm sure the LC is going to approve it. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Sometimes the finance ministers normally confuse the Edusans. They will just come at the end of at the day of the Congress and read the entire, finance report, and that day is very difficult for many Edusans to understand exactly where their money went and the assets that they are having in their disposal. So, if you are elected as the finance minister, are you ready to share your financial report every 3 months before the Congress, or you will wait until 1 week before the Congress you share your report?
Yeah, financial reports are to be shared every end of semester. That's what the Constitution says, right? So I will share my financial report for Edusans, and before 24 hours of the Congress, the report would be shared. That I assure you, and that is what the Constitution says. The financial report should be shared 24 hours before the Congress. Before the Congress, so that Edusans will have the opportunity to go through the reports and clear their doubts, note their question, and wait for me when I come. As I deliver the reports, they put their question to me. But if I send the reports 2 hours before the Congress, they may not have enough time to scrutinize the report. They may not have enough time to go through the report and understand. And like I said in my policy, my reports are going to be standard and understandable. I cannot bring, I know some of us are not, based on our specialization, right? We find it difficult to understand financial reports, and that is okay. That is okay. We are not accountants. We are not economists. So not understanding financial report is okay. It's my responsibility to break it down, and I will do that so that you consume it, very well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable, the Congress is expected, the students, especially the Edusans, they find it difficult to understand the financial report prepared by the finance ministers. And now, are you prepared to share your financial reports every 3 months, or you will wait until the Congress you share your financial report to Edusans?
Thank you very much. I think I have mentioned that in my policies that I will make sure that I share the financial report 48 hours before the Congress, or latest 24 hours before the Congress. So I'm going to make sure that I share all the report every 3 months, the reports of the financial report to the Edusans, so that they go through it and then prepare their questions for me whenever the Congress is happening. They ask their questions. So.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Honorable, we know that every council need access to the account. Now, if you are elected as the minister, how long is it going to take for you to take fully control over the association account?
It to take control of the account, there are policies, there are procedures, and we will follow the due procedures. But I can assure Edusans that in my capacity as the finance minister, I'm not going to leave any stone unturned. We'll get control of the account. In fact, it's transfer of signatories, and we will do that. Thank you.
My council, we find it very difficult to access our account. I don't know exactly how many months, but it took us months before we can access, and that hinder our activities. And that even led us not to have our Edusa website continue, because the day that we're supposed to pay for the fee to continue the subscription, that time we cannot have access to our account. So now, do you think the history is going to repeat itself, or it is not going to repeat itself?
I am aware of that. You struggling to get access to the account, but I can assure Edusans that Hatap is a man of integrity and is a very collaborative man. The transferring, the transferring of, or the handing over will be done very smoothly. That I can assure you. Okay, what happened during your time was very unfortunate, but meeting Hatap as the current finance minister, I'm very sure that the handing over will be very smooth. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable, we know that finance is very important, and having access to the account is very, very important. So if you are elected as the finance minister, how soon are you going to be in control of the account?
Thank you very much. I can mention again, this one is also one of my policies that I have, access to Edusa fund. In making sure that Edusas access their fund, I will make sure that I collaborate with the current finance minister together with the secretary general to make sure that the signatories are transferred to the upcoming finance minister, so that as long as they are transferred, then I'll get access to it. But how do we get access? How do these signatories are transferred? You must have a valid national document to make sure that you are a signatory of this finance. So if you don't have any valid national documents, then obviously it's not going to be possible for you to be a signatory of the account. So that is one of the reasons why the finance ministry, together with the SG, were unable to uh, dispose fund for your activity. That one of the activities that was to invite to resubscribe the Edusa block. That one was one of the reasons. So I'm going to make sure that the transfer of signatories is given to me within the duration of time.
Now, if you are elected as the finance minister, and those ministers that are responsible to sign or to become a signatories, they don't have a valid ID card, how will you make sure that you get the accounts in your custody?
I'm hopefully so that the current Secretary General aspirant, that is Tumani Kamara, having all the national document that is required to be a signatory of the account. As I am talking to you right now, I have the national documents, that is national identification documents, that is required to be a signatory of this account. So there is no way that we are going to miss that, except if it is with the current finance ministry or the secretariat, which I'm hopefully sure that they have, because without which they will not be able to be a signatory. So obviously, it's going to be a smooth transfer of or handing over account signatories.
Thank you. Thank you. Even if you become a finance minister, if you are not in control of the account, still your power is limited. So now that brings the end of my questions. Now I will give them the opportunity to ask each other. So you have the opportunity to ask your fellow candidates any questions that you think that is you want to ask. So
Yes.
you have 1 minute to answer that question.
Oh, okay. Just like the question you asked previously, in fact, one of the requirements to be a candidate, you must have a valid ID or a valid national document. So all candidates are contesting, according to the EC, have all valid documents. So that should not be worried to Edusans. Be assured that your EC has already taken care of that. Now to the questions, Mr. Dabo, finance, like I said, it's something very, very important. It's the lifeblood of the association, and it requires practice. It requires someone with experience, not only academic experience, but practical experience. Okay? And you and I know very well that you were not a commerce student. You and I know very well that you have never sat in an accounting class where trial balance are treated, where blank sheets are treated, and you know you are going to prepare a financial report to Edusans. And this financial report requires a trial balance, requires a blank sheet, so that you show Edusans their incomes and their expenditures. And you have never done that. And it is your responsibility not to prepare only budget, but to defend the budget and to present an account or to present a financial report to Edusans. Mr. Dabo, stepping forward to demand our finance ministry, don't you think you are putting Eduson's life at risk?
Yeah, Honorable, in 1 minute.
No, I'm not putting the life of Edusans at risk. Yes, I want to confirm that I was not a commerce student. That's true. But having no experience in finance dealing, that is not what I am here for. I have experience in finance dealing because, as I've told you, I was a member of I was a secretary general of the fundraising committee where we deal with funding as a cluster in general, not just a mayor cluster, but a whole cluster where we deal in spending and earning. So obviously, I have experience in financial dealings. So I will be able to write and will be able to defend the budget whenever it is given to me or whenever it is time for me to defend it. I will defend it also.
Thank you. It's your time now it's your turn to ask him question, and you have 1 minute to answer the question.
Okay. Mr. Ba, I understand that Edusa is this election is a contestant between two camps, that is Renaissance and SSC. If you are elected, I know that you are not going to be elected though, but then I'm going to ask you, if you are elected, so what are you going to do to make sure that the funds of Edusans or the fund of the association is spent in the right way.
Yes, in 1 minute, Honorable.
Thank you very much for that question. Like I said, I will make sure that every dollar is spent reflect the interest and the aspiration of Edusans. Every dollar is spent will reflect the interest and the aspiration of Edusans. I prepare my policies. I know the reality on the ground. So all the monies that we are going to spend must reflect our aspirations as Edusans. We need to make Edusa great again, or continue the mantle that we are already on. Uh, he said he's a member of a cluster that raised fund, but the question I ask is, how is he going to prepare a trial balance, a balance sheet? How is he going to report to you, Edusans? We are not raising fund to the Congress. Tell them how their monies are spent. That knowledge he need to sit in an accounting class.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Now you can ask your final question, and you have 1 minute to answer that. Yes.
Okay. My final question to Mr. Dabo. Mr. Dabo, at this point don't you think it's right for you to withdraw, to take the back seat?
No,
Why?
because I know that I'm capable, that I can handle the finance ministry of Edusa.
Thank you. Now it's your turn to ask your final question. So, Mr.
Okay.
Mr. Ba, and Mr. Ba, you have 1 minute to answer that question. Yes.
I want you to tell me, what are the procedures in acquiring the fund that a ministry is going to acquire? When a ministry wants to have a program or a policy that you want to effect, what are the procedures that you need to follow in order to get the fund?
Which ministry?
Any ministry within the association wants to have a fund, they have a program that they want to carry out. What are the procedures in order to get the fund from the finance ministry?
You have 1 minute to answer
Good.
that question.
If other ministers want fund from the finance ministry,
Obviously.
yes, like I said, I mean, you draw your budget, you send it to me, and when you draw your budget, you have to explain, justify how you want to spend this money. Not every budget I will approve. In my capacity as the finance minister, I approve budgets that meets the realization and the aspiration of Edusans. Yes, so that's how I approve the budget. That's how I disburse funds. Thank you.
I ask the procedures in which you take to acquire that fund from the finance ministry.
The procedures you take is you submit your report, you submit your budget to the finance minister. You submit your budget to the finance minister, then the finance minister check the budget and see if they are in line with what you, to see if the budget is in fact is necessary, because not every budget we are going to approve. Thank you.
Okay, and let me just come in. Here, what happens is, if you want to acquire a fund from the finance ministry, we have what we call a request form that is already in the system. You have a request form. The ministry will fill a request form and submit it to the finance ministry. So the finance ministry will use this request form as a guiding tool to make sure that he disburses the fund to the ministry that is requesting for that fund. So thank you very much for that response. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now that brings us to the end, and then I have one big questions for all of them, and that one will goes to the Edusans. Now I'll give each and every one of them 1 minute to talk to the Edusans final time to convince them so that they can vote for them as their next finance minister. We had them; they have said their policies and programs, and now I'll give them final 1 minute to talk to the Edusans and then convince them so that you can become the next finance minister in 1 minute.
No budget approved, no request form. They are Edusans. Like I said, we need a finance minister that build the ministry on system. I am offering system. I am offering structure. I am offering accountability. I am offering transparency. Vote based on competence. Vote based on integrity. Vote based on trust. We cannot mortgage our finance ministry for the next 12 months. Edusans, you have heard our policies. You've heard our debate. Make informed and rational choice. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable, I'm going to give you 1 minute to talk to Edus and convince them to vote for you as the next finance minister under 16 Executive Council. So you have 1 minute.
Thank you very much. Fellow Edusans, I'm here to talk to you that I am the right candidate. I am the right candidate for the finance ministry. Vote for me together with my team, and then Renaissance, the association's fund, the association's account is going to be in good hands. We are not here to give you sweet words. We are not going to give you big grammars that you may not understand. But what we are trying to tell you is that without figures, without numbers, finance is nothing. Without figures, without numbers, finance is nothing. So give us your votes, and then inshallah, your finance is going to be in good hands. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That brings us to the end of the program. I would like to take this opportunity and thank both the candidates. Now, the Edusans, you have the ball in your court to decide. You heard from both of them. They present their policies and programs, and they answer our questions. So now you decide who among these two is going to be the next finance minister, because one of them have to be the 16th Executive Council finance minister representing us. So I would like to take this opportunity and thank the 15th Executive Council, from the presidents down to the last man, and the entire students of education, and all those that are in the studio. I thank you all. The CEOs, Fine TV, I thank you. They give us the opportunity so that the candidates can come and talk to you people, so that you can make the best decision to select the best finance minister. So I'm your moderator, Seymour Fati. Thank you until the next episode.